Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today looking at Crusader and its landing zone Orison. It's going to be the first and last planet they do for the standard system, oddly. Gas Giants we're going to take a look at, what we can expect from them, what we can see from them in the future, and some of the lore about that planet to help give us a bit of a guide to what is going on with it. So, Crusader actually exists in the Stanton system in Star Citizen's persistent universe now. Sort of, anyway. The area of space around it, its three moons, Yela, Daymar, and Selene, are there. In fact, it's the sort of area of space that's existed the longest and had the most work done to it and most playtime in from most players. The planet Crusader, however, that currently exists, is a placeholder. Approaching too close just kind of kills you. But that area has been the first part of space that existed, and the rest of the sort of like persistent universe is expanding out from it. The area around Crusader will evolve further. This goes for everything in game at this stage as well, but the stations like Port Olisar, they are going to be replaced with the new procedurally assisted space station truck stops eventually. They're also working on cargo stations, refineries, abandoned and automated stations that will all help fill the area there and replace some of the older assets. That's all planned to be coming in 2019 as well. Obviously, there'll be a good amount more beyond that, but a lot of that stuff is 2019 for the Stanton system. So, Stanton 2, otherwise known as Crusader, is a low-mass gas giant that has an atmosphere which is breathable at high altitudes. Taking advantage of this, the planet has become home to a military-constructed latticework of inhabitable floating platforms. The platforms proved to be ideal for Crusader industries, since their large-scale commercial transport ships would otherwise need to be built beyond the atmosphere. Being built in open air allows the cost of these ships to be reduced by almost 40% on the back end, which is often passed along to consumers. Once Crusader Industries took over the planet and shipyards, these platforms were extended upon to suit their production needs. The company also built quality housing for their employees, with habitats woven into the latticework itself. The portion of the world available to visitors is considered by many to be the nicest port in the system. The shipyards themselves are eerily beautiful, with transport ships suspended in mid-atmosphere, surrounded by a lighted webbing of Crusader facilities. Crusader should have more of a lawful, clean, commercial, and maybe touristy vibe, but it is a large, quite imposing gas giant. Gas giants require some technology to come online before they can finish doing them. So throughout February, they've been working on gas cloud tech, which allows for better large volumetric cloud effects. This will have various usages though, so nebula and areas of interest in space. We've seen previously for the Squadron 42 vertical slice that the coil and the Odin system requires it, basically. But you'll see areas of gas and mineable gases and stuff like that all using this tech. This appears to be one of the steps towards gas giants. They need the gas cloud tech first and will then develop more dense layers for a gas giant. At least that's what it appears to be. There might be some very specific gas giant tech that they're working on that is separate from that, and we'll go more into that in a second. After all, they don't really need players to get too close to the core of the gas giant. They just need to have the planet look good from space and from Orison and its landing zones and any area that you're sort of like exploring there. And then we don't really know what sort of interaction we're going to be able to have with the giant. Will there be pockets of gas that we can mine, layers of gas that we can explore, or is it going to be less interactive and just kill you if you're too close? And once I'm in to sort of like Crusader into some of its clouds, will I know where the hell I am? Will it just be they're so dense and so thick that we can't see anything and we're just in a cloud? Cloud Imperium's Ben Parry did comment on cloud tech recently, saying fog and weather are definitely something we are not trying to handle via the gas cloud system. Dynamic weather, I believe, is being worked on by a different team or different people anyway, so that's obviously not the sort of tech they're using for that, although they might learn some bits when it comes to volumetric clouds that they could use for other environmental effects. Crusader may layer it if it's useful, though that would mean adding extra features that it doesn't otherwise need. But the tech's for large volumetric clouds. Crusader needs large volumetric clouds. See what I mean? Landing zone, Orison. So Orison is a city in the clouds. It should offer a breathtaking view of Crusader's commercial shipbuilding platforms. The area is breathable, so you do not need a helmet. This won't be true of the whole of Crusader, though, because if you go into some areas of it and take off your helmet, you will probably die. But for its landing zones, for the floating platforms, you should be cool. There are supposed to be garden-lined walkways and a large amount of various shopping plazas and shops that make up the bulk of the structures for that landing zone. The areas should have beautiful vistas and have a view, at least at some point, of the shipyards and ships in a sort of like state of construction there. That's one of the sort of like things they keep on bringing through the lore, is that the shipyards are visible there. You can see some cool stuff like Genesis Starliners being made. There is a starport, massive maintenance areas, lots of natural light and potted plants, gardens, things like that. Very clean looking landing zone. Arriving at Crusader's Visitor Center, you'll head straight down the elevator to the Grand Observatory, where the transparent flooring provides unparalleled views of the tempestuous atmosphere below. There is some public transport, which is planned to be shuttle buses at the moment, similar to that of ArcCorp, it sounds like. There are shipyards, which are supposed to be viewable from Orison, as we said. Floating in a nest of complicated lattice works, the Crusader Industries shipyards are prized examples of unintentional art, where one may watch massive transport ships emerge from nothing as they are constructed by a delicately choreographed ballet of bots and workers. This is where the Crusader Industries ships should be built, so you'll see things like the Mercury Star Runner, Hercules Starlifters, and Genesis Starliners in various states of construction at some point, once they've obviously built those ships out. Or, well, I suppose we could have the early assets there even earlier than them being flyable. It's also going to be one of the prime locations to purchase those ships in the future. Mission givers and characters. So Crusader Security already has a presence in the game and has some missions which are connected to them, which appear in the persistent universe. There are going to be some voiced mission givers and NPCs, though specifically for Orison and Crusader Industries missions. In lore, there's liaison officers Gibbs, Kayla Frost, and Batista. They work for Crusader Security on Orison. The security office is run by Section Chief Ponteo, and I'm expecting to get some missions from some of these characters in the future. The fact that Crusader has its moons and a mission presence already is a lot of work already done when it comes to the implementation of this. It has its sort of like gameplay area there. Obviously needs Crusader to be replaced and then Orison to be placed in the first place, and Orison will need to be built out. And it's going to be relatively modular though, that sort of city. Potentially a lot less complex than the other landing zones, which are part of a planet rather than just floating above it separately. And they can build it in sections. They don't have to have the whole of that landing zone done from the off. They can just have a couple of areas to explore, the starport and the shopping district, for example. They don't need to have the shipyards there. I do suspect, though, that it's more the tech for Gas Giants which is holding back the inclusion of Orison and finishing off the Stanton system's main landing zones and planetary bodies. However, it only has to be their first iteration of that tech, and they can improve as they go further. Cloud Imperium did originally want to get Orison optimistically in for 2019. That is extremely unlikely now, and that gameplay area does not appear on the roadmap for this year anymore. They've got Microtech coming in the 3.8 last patch of December. I would expect that new landing zone Orison maybe mid-2020 now. That's what I would optimistically expect. Some other inclusions we might see again in the future around Crusader is where Tessa Bannister and the ICC Scan Hub station used to be. She gave various missions to respond to distress signals and such, some of which would have been players' first real mission giver missions. Even though you never actually met her, it was all on comms and a disembodied voice. However, this mission chain and Tessa was removed in Alpha 3.0. It's said that she will come back at some point, though, so that could potentially be around the same time. And once Orison is ready, I would expect to see new missions and an expansion of the current missions to use that gameplay area. It's also very possible that once Crusader is done, that they'll also at the same time or soon afterwards put the mining of fuel and gas into the game so starfarers can go around nomming up gas clouds and then refueling other ships. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This month By popular demand again, it's for an Anvil Carrack, this time sponsored by Forgotten Heralds, a lawful private military company with a history grounded in UEE military service. They are recruiting at the moment and are a good choice for both veteran and new players alike. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Carrack, though, is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during this month. Links to more info on Forgotten Heralds and full details of the giveaway down below. If you don't have a gaming PC yet or you are upgrading, instead consider Shadow Cloud Gaming. They allow you to leverage the powers of the internet to stream a high-spec Windows 10 environment to any other PC, Mac or device like a smartphone or tablet. It is working really well in Star Citizen's 3.4 branch, and be sure to use the code BoredGamer if you do decide to check it out to get a discount. Links below. This channel exists because of its community. If you wish to support the channel further, below there are links to Patreon, Subscribestar, and there's the YouTube channel memberships, literally the join button below this video. VIPs do get some exclusive stuff and early content as a thank you as well. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to say hi, please drop a comment below or poke me on discord.gg/BoredGamer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.